Who's paying the fees for outside legal counsel and PR firms? Is it us taxpayers or some other entity or individual? If it's an outside entity, why are they paying those fees? What strings are attached? Assuming the accusations you've made against the superintendent publicly are true, why haven't you taken progressive disciplinary action against her publicly? My suggestion, give Dr. Feagins and our school administrators and educators 365 days from graduation day 2025 as a baseline for graduation rates, dropout rates, and literacy rates. If they have not improved across the board by graduation day 2026, then fire the superintendent and resign yourselves. Our public schools have been in a tailspin since the MCS charter was surrendered nearly 15 years ago. Ironically, at least two of the people responsible for proposing the surrender of the charter are advising you, sometimes in a paid capacity, on what action you should take as a board. Why? I have sat where you are sitting, literally. I know what it feels like to be under that pressure. Don't give in. I have never met Dr. Feagins, but I have been the subject of a very public, very highly financed, very highly organized effort to assassinate my character and fire me at the same time. They failed, and you will fail. God's will be done.
I'm here because I am supporting 100,000 kids. I'm here because I'm supporting the future of our district. I'm ensuring that young kids who grow up wanting to be a superintendent and do things in our school district might see somebody like themselves who's educated, who's well prepared, who's well equipped, and be treated with respect and dignity. And that has not happened here. This has been an unfair and an immoral process. I lost my job to something similar to this, a kangaroo court of people who had personal agendas but did not have a true plan or proposal that they wanted to put forward in front of the public. This is wrong. You might think that your reasons are right or self-righteous, but this is wrong because this ain't how you do things, and this ain't how you treat people. And we all know better. More allegations come every meeting. More new information comes every meeting. This is not how you govern. And when you operate in this way, it leads to other people in other positions of power, like state legislators, to do things to strip away the power of our community. Your actions have repercussions, and the way that you have went about doing this to this woman who is leading this district has done nothing but send a signal that we don't know how to self-govern.
Thank you.
I fought alongside a lot of these people, two multi-billion-dollar corporations to stop, thank you, Chairwoman, to stop a billion-dollar corporation from building a pipeline through this community. And do you know the two people that they hired? Ms. Deidre Malone and Robert Spence.
Thank you.
The same people that this board has hired
Pearson.
to continue this unjust inaction. I'm almost done.
Thank
Superintendent Feagins gonna land on her heels somewhere in a district that respects her and that sees the value of what she has done. But we will face the repercussions of the unjust actions. But somebody wrote, truth crushed to earth will rise again.
Thank you.
And you all need to know that this community will continue to rise and stand up. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm fine. I got you. I got you, big dog. I got you. I got you. Listen, this is not some authoritarian dictatorship. This is a democracy. The chairwoman has already told me that I'm over time. Y'all are not the Gestapo. So look, I got it. This ain't my first time being here. But step back. I really do need you officers to step back. This is a democracy.
I ain't got no gun, ain't got no knife, ain't about
to kill nobody, ain't about to do none of that. Don't treat me like that. And don't treat none of these people like this.
Representative Pearson.
Go ahead. Step back, Auntie. Step back. And I'll put the mic down so somebody else can continue speaking. But y'all go ahead, step back. Ain't no threat to nobody, ain't hit nobody, ain't said nothing like that. This is a democracy, whether people want to act like it or not. So don't treat anybody, including me, this way.
Thank you.
How that work? Okay. Thank you, Chairwoman and board members, and thank you, Superintendent Dr. Feagins.
Dr. Feagins, I want you to know that I was right. Before your appointment, we met, and I said to you, as long as you keep the support of the people, you're going to be all right. When I said this, I never thought that the majority of the board would hijack these elected seats to go against the will of the people, the will of our teachers, our parents, our school leaders, our students, unimportant to our local electeds. Though the 5 voting members of the board may win the fight to terminate your contract tonight, trust me, we will win the war. For it has always been and always will be our battle to fight. Far more than any accusation made against you, Dr. Feagins, your public persecution has opened our eyes to see our own puppet masters. To every person you have relied on that has betrayed you, sabotaged you, left you to fend for yourself, and cost you your peace, may they all continue to be revealed. Because if they aren't, Dr. Richmond, how will you be successful? Ever since December 17th, Superintendent, I cannot tell you how many individuals have spoken to me in confidence saying, oh, she's out of here. We already got her replacement.
Thank
Let
you.
that sink in.
Thank
we
you.
already.
We have 3 items to address under request for action this evening. The first one is 6.1, outside general counsel report. Outside counsel.
Several weeks ago, my law firm was engaged to perform an essential function, and that function was to ascertain the facts. The facts. Because there was, in this community, a disbelief of the facts. And that is what we endeavored to do. With respect to the termination resolution, was it based on fact? People are entitled to their own opinions, but they're not entitled to their own set of facts. And so that's what we did. Earlier today,
Point of order, Chair, point of order. I thought we were visiting with facts and not editorializing by the board attorney, so I just want to say that for the record.
He's getting to his point.
There was a lot of preamble there.
He's getting to his point.
you don't want to hear it?
Attorney Spence, keep going. Keep going.
Into the record,
And
this is editorializing, and the tone of your voice is
Commissioner.
as if it's a trial. I'm embarrassed.
Ain't nobody no slave. We ain't no slave in here now. He has his own tone.
Superintendent, excuse me, you may finish speaking. Colleagues, we will not get out of order.
This is a public meeting, Chair, and what is happening here is this is our
Point of
so-called
order.
board-hired
Don't do
attorney is
that.
acting
Point
like
of order,
we're in a
Michelle.
courtroom.
You out of order.
You know what?
You out of
That is
order.
not for you to say.
Michelle, you out of order.
Chair, I'm talking to the chair, not the board member who's been here 3 months.
And now,
Chair, this is not a courtroom, and the board-hired attorney is acting as if he is in a courtroom. He was instructed to read the executive summary. He was instructed to read the executive summary.
And Michelle, if you let me.
Thank you.
When you left out, he's doing the other part of what he was instructed to do. Now, I am not going to sit here and argue back and forth and scream with anybody.
Highly inappropriate.
This whole process, a lot of this is highly inappropriate. A lot of things have been highly inappropriate.
We established that with respect to the 3 allegations that appear in the termination resolution, that Dr. Feagins violated her employment contract no less than 8 times and deviated from board policy on at least 9 separate occasions. We also concluded that with respect to Dr. Feagins' candor and truthfulness, it was absent.
Thank you. And just officially for the record, just want to share what I think of this report. This report was handed to the board, or at least to some members of the board, just barely an hour before our meetings began. A report that's as thick as a phone book, for those who remember that. And there's no way for me to review all of that copy in that time. But what I can tell you of those policy violations, whatever rules or that supposedly were broken, 9 policies, I believe it was mentioned. There are 200 policies. So 9 out of 200 is what we're talking about here. And to address the other allegations brought forth, we keep talking about a $45,000 check. $45,000 out of $1.8 billion. And it's not like it was deposited into her personal account.
What we expected was reading the executive summary, and I've been, I think of as counsel in general, any counsel, to be fairly presenting fact. There was a clear point of view. I feel embarrassed. I feel embarrassed to sit up here.
Voting yes on this means you are in support of the resolution terminating the employment contract. Voting no, you are opposed to it. It will take 5 affirmative votes to adopt.
Board Chair Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner McKissack,
No.
Commissioner Garcia,
No.
Commissioner Porter,
No.
Commissioner Murphy,
Yes.
Commissioner Love,
Yes.
Commissioner McKinney,
Yes.
Commissioner Otey,
Pass.
Commissioner Williams, Commissioner Williams,
Say it. Turn your mic on.
Commissioner Otey,
Yes. No, I'm sorry.
That motion passes. This meeting is a.
okay. Commissioner Otey, would you repeat your vote?
Yes.
The resolution is adopted. Thank you. This meeting is adjourned.
Now you have to do.
I am proud to announce that our very own Dr. Willie Harrington has agreed to help this board. So I just want to take this time to say thank you, Dr. Harrington, for your support. Thank you for being willing to work with us. Now we're on to the naming
Excuse
of
me,
an
point of
interim-
order, Chair. With all due respect, I'm a huge admirer of Dr. Harrington, but you cannot make a unilateral decision like that without including the entire board.
That's
Am I
no
hearing this for the
problem.
first time? This is unacceptable. There should be other names and other parties that can be a part of this. I love Dr. Harrington for what he did for the school district. He was my superintendent. I respect him to the
First
utmost.
of all, Michelle,
but you can't announce that.
Michelle, don't holler at me, please. I'm not being disrespectful to you.
I'm not hollering. I'm speaking very forcefully, but I'm not hollering.
Because
But I would like for you to respect, we
we-
talk about policies and procedures and how things should be done, proper protocol. You cannot announce that Dr. Harrington is going to be the one to shepherd this process. I'd love to maybe
I
have
didn't
him be
say
a
he
part
was
of
going
it.
to shepherd the process. I said he's going to work with us. We're on to the naming. We will discuss that. We are now on to the naming of an interim superintendent. May I have nominations, or if anybody has a nomination?
I would like to nominate Rod Richmond.
Second.
I I'd like to nominate Dr. Angela Whitelaw.
I'd like to second that nomination of Dr. Angela Whitelaw as our interim superintendent.
While I am pleased to have been recognized tonight, I also recognize this is not a time for division. We cannot, as a district, we cannot, as a community. So therefore, I've made this difficult decision. While my goal is to be superintendent, my decision tonight is to withdraw my name from consideration because I am prepared to align with and support the individual board who ultimately selects to lead our district.
I recommend that Dr. Rod Richmond is the interim superintendent of Memphis-Shelby County Schools. And no other nominations. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner McKissack,
Present, not voting.
Commissioner Garcia,
Present, not voting.
Commissioner Porter,
Yes. That's for Rod, yeah.
he said what?
That's you.
Commissioner Murphy,
Yes.
Commissioner Love,
Yes.
Commissioner McKinney,
Yes.
Commissioner Otay,
Yes.
Commissioner Williams,
Yes.
Board Chair Coleman.
Yes.
You have 7 in the affirmative and you have 2 present not voting.
Thank you. That motion passes. Dr. Roger Richmond is our interim superintendent. Congratulations.
Congratulations.